Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am PANCZASU and welcome back to my Endless Legend, the Guardians expansion, Ardent Mages tutorial slash playthrough series. Plenty of things to do like usually there are in early game, however so far things are surprisingly calm, timid and well, quite frankly, nothing is happening at all, with the exception of Blue encroaching on my territory, but we haven't even met this guy yet, or girl, I have no idea. Either way, what I'm trying to say is that the usual aggressive strat seems to be more of a liability than something that I should necessarily try to pursue at all costs, simply because there are no targets to conquer. Even considering the blue player, who as I predict still probably has a city far away, it's not something I need to focus on right now, so instead I'm gonna try to massively expand because I am relatively unprotected. I will of course keep making military behind this, because I'll need it to defend myself and attack somebody else soon enough. But nonetheless, at the time, it looks like the best course of action is to steadily scout out the environment around me, because there are plenty of unknowns that I would like to know a bit more about. Currently, the biggest enemy that I'm facing is simply the uncertainty of the situation I'm in. So I need to remedy that as quickly as humanly possible. In fact, I might design a scout unit just for this purpose. In fact, not might. I just came up with this idea, but I'll definitely do it. The cheapest should be the Warlock. Well, there's no difference between Warlock and Zealot, but Warlocks... if I am to make a throwaway unit, I would rather make a Warlock. So let's go ahead and make a Warlock. I'm gonna call him... I have a naming theme for this game, by the way. It's based on Alog, a hate story, as it is apparent by Mugunwa being my capital and AI being one of my units. So how do I call you? You're just a scout, so I guess a probe would be good enough. So you're a probe, congratulations mate, and you're gonna get extra movement. So he is unfortunately gonna cost a bit more movement speed. In fact, this probe is currently better than my Warlock because of the extra speed, but less efficient of course. Now what am I going to do next? Currently, I have a problem with science. Of course, those pillars that Ardent Mages have are amazing by themselves, but you cannot overestimate their value. 10 turns in and further, and we're currently 12 turns in, their value starts to diminish very rapidly, unless you upgrade them, which I have not as of yet. So those things, it's nice that it gives me the extra science, but I need to work a bit more on that. 4 turns for public library is unacceptable, especially against endless AI. Thankfully, like I prepared myself for the situation, and I have a hero who gives me extra 16 science from Renaissance Thinker and a bunch of extra science from the science boost. Which is currently, as you can see, 12 science plus extra 3% science in city, which is gonna be fairly substantial. So I'm gonna go ahead and discard those ruins really quickly, because this is my faction quest. I'll see where it leads me to and what it does. I'm probably gonna get ambushed if it's the right ruin. If it's the wrong ruin, I'm gonna have to go there and fight over there, but we'll see what happens. Let's have a quick look, search, and ambushed! That was actually lucky. Usually I get it on the second try. I guess that's what I get for not getting the Warlocks from the ruins, and just for getting the Warlocks instead of the Zealots, is what I meant to say. Either way, who attacks me? That Tetike? Is it... I just realized, isn't it always a Tetike, or is it just me? I don't know. I haven't thought about this. It's a Tetike. I would go for auto battle, but we haven't seen any battles as of until yet, and it's just a bother. Go for auto battle. Nice and easy, and... You see, this is why I wanted to go for manual. This damage I would not have taken. If anything, I would have taken the damage of my hero, who I'm about to place in a city, so... well, I wanted things to be fast and smooth, so that's what happened. Anyway, my next quest requires me to find a Jodas village in Zigor territory, so this is the blue territory if I'm not mistaken. It does seem this way, it's hard to tell, but it does seem this way. And I get titanium for this, which is actually very important. Titanium is lovely to have. And I currently have no source of it. There is some titanium over here, however, and I do plan to grab it if possible at some point. I am not really afraid that blue will try to get it unless this region is really big, because it seems to me like the blue started in the far north. I mean, compared to me at least, it's probably more like the center of the world map, and it's just expanding southwards, but this region seems to be really big, so as I predict, there's probably a city over here, and there's a chance blue has never even ventured down south to this region over here, so I'm gonna try and grab it if possible, just for the titanium, which is going to be invaluable to me in the middle game. Alrighty then. In fact, what I'm gonna do is split my army up, which is not good for science, I mean dust, but I'm gonna have to do it nonetheless. So one guy will go ahead and scout out this territory, and the rest will go ahead and scout out those territories and fight whatever bodies may come. As for my hero is quite simply going to be reassigned to Mugunwa, nice and easy and provide me with a very good boost of science. Now meanwhile, I'm going to create a bar streets. It should take, well, only 2 turns, which is good, and it will give me access to a bunch of extra rivers, which is going to be invaluable later on, and also it will allow me to get better benefits from this Pillar of Knowledge, which is nice. Now, as for science, Public Library is about to be done soon enough, so I need to think about what to do next. Now, I'm about to get into Era 2, and usually once that happens, I have a very specific build order. But I will talk about that later. Now, let's not talk about everything in the first 10 of the video, shall we? So, what I'm going to do right now in the nearest future, well, there are several technologies that I'm still missing and I will need to get at some point. One is obviously the ability to extract strategic resources. Usually it's the one I go for after Public Library unless the circumstances dictate otherwise. Another option is to get extra happiness if you need it. I will not need it because I have boosters ready to be activated, and I also settled in areas that give me a bit of happiness on their own as well. Other option is obviously luxury resources, but I almost never go for them in my Ardent Mages build order unless there's really a lot of them nearby. And finally there's access to heroes, which again is something I would love to go for, but I rarely do as a result of me needing this dust and usually having a bit of dust deficit. In my current situation, oh, and also another thing that is important to keep in mind is the topography. Not only is the center of mineralogy, did I spell it correctly for the first time in ever? I'm not sure. I'll have to listen to myself. Either way, the center of mineralogy is a very important structure that you will find most invaluable for you, because keep in mind, while you can be and want to be aggressive at all times, you still do want to be scientific at least a bit. And at the same time, geomic labs can be very, very helpful on their own as well. It's something that I always lacked even before Guardian's expansion, and a lot of players ignored it because there were other important scientific researches that you can make instead of getting geomic labs. But geomic labs are still good. So if you do have a territory with a lot of science nearby, geomic labs is certainly something you want to go for. But I currently am in a desert, so that's not a lot of science. There is, I would get some use, but keep in mind this science I get from here is coming from my pillar. And I don't know when I'll cancel my pillars, so going for geomic labs would be a liability. However, I do have rivers, so I think it's obvious what I'm gonna go for now. A couple of sticks for the extra 2 dust on each of those river tiles, and there's a ton of river tiles around, as you can see. So this will be very helpful. So there's that done. Now the last thing is my cellar. I am probably going to settle right here on this location as discussed in the last video. However, I do have 5 movements, so I'm gonna just scatter around a little bit more to see if I see something interesting. A river, alright. But the territory does not seem very suitable for a city. Let's keep scouting. A ruin, and the border between this territory and the other ones. Still the Fitzy. It's not the worst, all things considered. This one has, well, oh wow, this one actually has a ton of food and industry, but not a lot of science. And it looks like overall this region is pretty okay when it comes to industry. But food-wise, it's very difficult. This is like the only spot for food around this river here. This is 5, 5, 10, 12, 10, 2. 12, that would be amazing. But no, 10, 5, 10, 2. I am leaning towards this one. It's a lot of science, and I could make the city a scientific city by expanding it in this direction, more or less. I think I'll do it. Also, it gives me extra happiness, which is something I will need. But before I do that, first of all, move 1 extra square. So I suppose I can move to over here for extra vision. Geothermal pit, that's good to know, but it's useless in this terrain. And a bit more regions discovered, and another village, that's good to know. But before I settle down a city, let's go ahead and activate all of my boosters. So the dye booster, the spices booster, and the wine booster, and this will give me the legendary dude. Nice, and 150 dye as a result. This is lovely. So the legendary deed is now mine, which is absolutely amazing, and the dyes will allow me to always have any amount of influence I want and need, and also the happiness that I'll be able to spend, so I will not have to worry about getting the extra happiness structures anytime soon. So let's settle down a city, nice and easy. It should be fairly happy with all the boosters activated. Yes, it is fervent, and let's have a quick look at the structure rundown. I can get a population just 110, which I will do because it will allow me to get mill foundry much faster this way. So there's that done. As for Monkunwa, its public library will be done in just 1 turn now with this extra city. And also my empire is fervent, yeah, which also gives me a ton of extra science, which is pretty nice. And a lot of extra dust, which is again very, very nice. So what I'm gonna do afterwards, I'm gonna make a probe and probably think about making a cellar. Of course, public library and aquapulveristics will also be on the list. In fact, before even the probe will be on the list. The probe, in fact, Do I need the probe? I'm sending those guys over there and this guy over there. The probe can be cancelled for the time being. I'm going to have an overflow in industry though, so I'm gonna just leave those guys in. Actually, it's not overflow, it's still gonna take me 2 turns to get a power street, what am I talking about? Anyway, finish my 10. Jeez, that took forever, as it usually happens with my videos and their first turns. Let me sip a bit of tea, please. That is good. Exactly what my throat needed. I might need a break soon enough, however, just to remedy my throat a little bit. Allergies are nasty indeed, but for now I'm still doing surprisingly well, actually. It's because I took my medicine not too long ago, I suppose, so it's working just fine so far. Its effects are going to only start to diminish later on as the day progresses, so let's keep on exploring whilst we can talk. More boss probably coming from my region, unless this region also has boss villages. If that's the case, I might actually be tempted to incorporate boss into my empire. I'm not too keen on it, because boss as a unit, 3 counters, that's amazing on a melee unit, I know, but the stat line is very bad. With 29 attack for a melee unit, they cannot hit reliably, and 24 damage is again not something to be too amazed at. And usually melee units can counter that by having good life and defense, but those guys do not. The only thing they have going for them is slightly above average initiative and good speed, which is normal for a cavalry unit. In fact, I'm not a big fan of cavalry units in general. Those guys are not the worst, however, and they could make for a frontline fighter, but I will need to work very heavily on getting them some extra armor and protection to do that. And in fact, I would rather just keep using my warlocks. That said, if I do have a lot of villagers of the boss, then it might be worth getting them just for the food bonus, so I'll see about that. Either way, I'm probably gonna have to retreat this warlock, which is a bit annoying. He will survive a single retreat, but we'll see what happens after that. I'm afraid he will get handed down, which is a bit of a problem, because I wanted to scout a bit more. Anyway, it looks like there's literally nothing else to do for me at the moment. So I'm just gonna go ahead and end the turn. So what is gonna happen? Got myself into research area 2, which is nice. And my guys are attacked as expected, so let's retreat. I lost a bunch of health, unfortunately, and my path is blocked, which is fair enough. Is this a cliff? Yes, it is. I cannot even visit the ruins. Anyway, my faction music is kicking in, so I'll stay in this overview world map for a little bit longer because I like listening to it. I really like this theme. And I do want to colonize this region soon enough, I really do. But first things first, I will need to get the dust dredger. I really do need to have the extra dust after all. So there is that done. Boss streets are already done, that was surprisingly quick. And after that, I will probably need a settler. I'll have plenty of population in my city to spare anyway, and the city is my food production hub anyway. So there is that done. And making more boss streets right now is not really a thing, because the speed of knowledge is in the way. Although I suppose I could place one right, like so, which in fact would give me quite a lot of benefits. But still, I'm probably gonna go for a settler before that. Like so. Okay, then this is queued up now for the research. What I usually tend to do in Era 2 when I'm playing as the Ardent Mages, but keep in mind, this assumes that I'm having early aggression, which I usually am at this point, having maybe not a war, but preparations for a war at this point in time, if I'm close enough to enemy empires, which is usually what happens, but not this time. So what I usually do is I go for, let me find it. First of all, the extra Arcana level for all spells, because this allows me to cast a much more powerful version of the attack spell, which gives me extra 12 attack on units instead of extra 6 attack on units. Very useful, and immediately useful, so even if your units are on the front lines, it gives you this bonus right away. So usually this is my priority. It is also usually followed up, or preceded by, the Arcana of Authority to get the stun spell. Usually, Arcana of Authority comes second, especially nowadays, now that the spell is unreliable. But then again, it could be different if the spell unreliability is proven to be just a bug and not an intended thing. What else do I go for? Well, depending on my army composition, I can go for meritocratic promotion, but I tend to find myself using more of 4-unit armies that keep reinforcing my main army rather than using a big army. It's fairly difficult to assemble an army having more than 4 units as Ardent Mages. When you want to be on the offensive, usually you just keep streamlining armies to the front lines. So this is useful tech, but it's not the priority. Still, being on third place is usually where I would put it. And of course, the famed anchoring is there after that, because it's anchoring, right? You do want it, you do need it. I have to think of what to do now, however, because I haven't seen any threats, and I can actually you know, delay those kind of techs in favor of other techs. Like, for example, having the Imperial Highways is nice, but right now I don't even have city connection between my capital and my secondary cities, so it will take a while for me to get any use out of this technology, as useful as it is on its own. Most technologies in industry, while very powerful, they require titanium, which I do not currently have even access to in any way, shape or form. Being able to assimilate extrafaction, well, that would require me to actually have quite a bit of influence, which I do have, but it's not, again, it's immediately useful. So I find myself in this precarious position where I usually have a build already set up by the time I reach Era 2, but right now things are exceptionally calm and timid, and I have no strategic resources of any description either. So there isn't really much I can do at this point. So I might just stick to Era 1 tech for a little bit longer. But first of all, let's finish the scouting, unless I have already done so. Indeed I have. Ouch. Okay, so I suppose it's time to make... Oh, no, this guy can still do a bit more. He will die, unfortunately. There is no way around that. But let's see a little bit more if this region is colonizable. It seems very bad, you know, things considered. I don't really want to live here. Well, that's good to know. Unless there's something more beyond this, which I do not know, I'm probably gonna leave this region alone. I mean, look at this. This is just wasteland. So those guys will die for a cause, which is a shame, but they'll save me some money after they are dead. Man, it looks like this is... I'm not used to playing Ardent Mages so calmly and timidly, I have to say. I know I'm repeating myself, but this is so weird. Okay then, well, let's think about the quality of life improvements in this case. I will want to settle in this territory soon enough. Let's have a quick look at the general Fitzy output. Geomic Labs will not be the worst. I mean, this city would give me quite a bit, and Munkuwa would give me quite a bit as well. So I could go for Geomic Labs, and I think, in fact, that is exactly what I'm gonna do. And then I'll make a decision. Oh, Geomic Labs is just 110, though. I have too much science. No, it's not a bad thing. It's just a little bit fatty. Oh boy. We'll see in a 10, I suppose. I need more scouting information just so desperately. I'm actually getting quite a bit of dust, however, so I might go for the hero technology. It would be very nice to have it. Oh, winter is about to hit. Never mind. I will not have a lot of dust anytime soon. Actually, with the eco-ballistics now they do not work in winter, what am I talking? And they are not even done yet, so yeah, they're not gonna hit for quite a long time. And this guy's dead. Let's auto-battle just to prove that I can fight. Oh, I dealt some damage! I'm pretty sure if I got to hit, I would have dealt more damage. They have 36 defense, and with the amount of health I had like, I don't know, 100 attack or something. Probably way more than that, in fact. So I think I would have critted them for more than they were hit. Oh well. I don't really care too much. So let's go ahead and keep exploring. Nice and easy. See what I can see. Probably not too much right now. Yeah, just a jungle. Let's see here. Bit of dust from luxury resources and nothing else. Well, I suppose I do not need another dust city. My dust situation is acceptable, especially with this city that is gonna give me a ton of dust soon enough. So this could be my production city, I suppose. There's a lot of forests, which can be turned into production powerhouses. And it's in the securest but central area of my empire as well. So having a production city in there would not necessarily be the worst idea ever. Can I get extra population without delaying the seller? Maybe, maybe not. We will see. After I get the extra population, I will turn it all into industry production, of course. And then maybe I'll be able to get seller fairly quickly. We'll see. It's kind of a risk, though. Let's try it, though. I'm kind of curious to see what is going to happen. Anyway, Geomic Labs and stuff, well, this city is not going to do anything of the sort, but you, dear sir, will in fact do Geomic Labs in... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 towns that have Geomic Labs, so it's gonna give me 12 science, which is going to be less than public library, but it is, in fact, it costs the same. So public library is gonna probably go first before Geomic Labs. As for population production, let's go it a little bit more before the winter hits, which will be very useful. And as for the research, I'm tempted to actually get an Inqua Wing, because they're fast, and I have a fairly widespread empire, just in terms of distance. So I will need somebody to walk around and protect me from neutral factions, which I still haven't pacified everywhere yet. Which is something I'm gonna do soon enough, but not quite yet, so I might need to have the Inqua Wings. That said, I can get them fairly quickly anyway, and I'm not gonna make them right now, so instead, let's see. I will need the canal locks, obviously, and the canal system is going to be useful because it doesn't require me to have any titanium, which I do not have anyway. So I'm gonna go for hydrology at this point in time. And that's gonna be it for the time being, I think. I'm trying to think if there's anything that is important. Again, hero is going to be nice, but I think I'm gonna go for this, then maybe the hero, and then the Inqua Wing. Possibly. Getting access to the marketplace to gain extra titanium may sound good, by the way, but it's not a really sound option because right now it's so early in the game, there would be barely any titanium on the marketplace, and it would be effing expensive. So it's not an option, unfortunately. Okay, my incomes plummet as a result of winter, and my scanning capabilities have vastly decreased, unfortunately. But this is only to be expected and not something to cry about. I could of course place down a pillar of speed to make myself traverse this area a little bit faster, but this would be mostly a waste in my eyes. So let's just ignore that. Let's walk on the cellar a bit faster, and unfortunately I'm wasting a bit of industry. In time I could have had this cellar made a bit earlier if I focus entirely on industry. Oh well, valuable lessons were learned, I suppose. Let's delegate some of my population to other means in the meantime, and let it be the dust, because like I said, I will need to have the dust. Meanwhile, my other city, which I do need to rename, so let's rename it. Let's think for a while. I'm gonna rename you. It's mostly scientific focused, so let's have a quick think. Not the security AI. Oh, the navigation AI. Alright. So I'm gonna call you Star. I don't remember if that's actually her name, honestly. I need to replay Hate Blast, in all honesty. So don't spoil it. I mean, it's not a spoiler, I already beaten the game, so you might as well spoil it, I suppose. But I think it was Star, the navigation AI. I don't really remember. Anyway, so there is that done. Hydrology done in the next 10, but not yet, so I can just go ahead and press the end 10 button. I'll like it if the winter ended right now. But of course it didn't, because it had me say this. Oh well, I can reactivate dice and wine, and don't mind if I do. Actually, let's have a quick look. How much wine do I have? Enough to activate once. So I'll probably activate it only just before selling my new city, which I'm gonna settle relatively quickly. So for now, dice it is, and I'll activate wine at a later date. So there is that done. So that's done in just 110, which is nice. Can I delegate some more population? Not really. So let's keep working on industry, nice and easy. Research. Well, at this point I will get... I mean, another thing that is useful. Citizen armies, but I'm currently still not making any armies, which is... I mean, right now I was supposed to have just a traditional Ardent Mages playthrough where I know exactly what I'm doing at every point along the way, with war breaking out very early and whatnot. This, to me, feels like I'm fish out of the water. This is so strange and alien. I never played Ardent Mages like I am playing them right now. So, oh the irony. I was expecting to have war, and nope, I'm not gonna get it. Anyway, trading, that's gonna be difficult. Yeah, I can get it, but it's a bit difficult, and I'm not sure if I care about it too much in this playthrough either way. What is this? 10 armies of other empires. Yeah, I will probably get it first, unfortunately. Usually, as Ardent Mage, I would be ecstatic. I would be like, yeah, I'm gonna get free counter. But, no. Because apparently I'm not at war with anybody. So, yeah. I do want to get the Industrial Megapole, but I do not have the resources for it. So let's keep scouting this region, see what there is to see. Maybe I'll see some resources, which would be very nice to see. And then maybe I'll see a good selling location, which again would be very nice. Canal logs, they will... I don't remember how much industry I have in this area in summer. So I'll not work on canal logs just yet. I'll keep working on borough streets. As for this city, however, it doesn't have any use of canal logs, and it has other things it's working on. Alrighty then. Let's end the 10. So what is going to happen? Is the winter going to end is the question. Of course it's not. And somebody made the Museum of Riga. Which, again, like I said, is completely fine by me. I could care less about this as an Ardent Mage player. I mean, sure, science and dust, it's something Ardent Mages do want, but at the same time, like I said, you do need to have the early game steam machine going if you want to be aggressive. Which I wanted until I discovered there is nobody to attack near me. So, yeah, that plan didn't work out, which is very annoying. Anyway, cellar is ready. I'm not gonna send him there. First of all, it would be very hard to avoid the boss that are in this vicinity. Secondly, if there is an area where I could colonize in this region, it would be far away, and it's doubtful that there is, in fact, area like this. I can send this guy north. Actually, so quick look. Winter is making it difficult, but overall, it doesn't seem like a bad place to contest, and I don't want to contest it before the blue captures it. In fact, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna send a citizen right there and colonize this region, because this region is safely in the back. There are no other foreign powers nearby, so I'll be able to colonize it safely anyway. It will still probably be my main city in the future, this region right there, but I have time to colonize it, while this region may be colonized by blue anytime soon. So let's act accordingly, shall we? Alright then. Mugunwa, you, in fact, I think I'm just gonna make a settler right away. That's 4 turns, can I make it 3 turns? Yes I can, so let's just work on that. And get a new settler as quickly as possible. It's rapid expansion now, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll see how that works. I'm sorry, getting to me after all. So anyway, mercenary market unlocked, which is nice. I'll be able to sell useless units if I need to, which would be pretty bad and dumb. And there's another Guaran village, plenty of them around, and I'll be able to discover some ruins, which is nice. Overall, this is a very, very large territory with a lot of trees. Again, nice. Oh, whoa, what did I get? Titanium! Yes! It's gonna be so useful. Anyway, this region, again, a fairly nice region, it looks like, with the additional mitochondria, but now that I look at it, it actually doesn't have industry. So it's not as tempting as I thought it might be. Anyway, the cellar is being worked on, nice and easy. Can I move some population? Yes I can. How much? Just 1, that's good enough for me. Is the city losing population? No, it's not. For a second it looked like it is, but it is not. So there's that done, and you just keep venturing north, nice and easy. Johto's in the nearby region, but they should attack the blue player first instead of me. So there is that done. Star is just doing its star thingies. Let's grow additional point of population in a single turn. And research-wise, well, before I do anything of the sort, let's have a quick look at the heroes and units available. So there are Brudeki. So there are the new units that are introduced with the expansion. So as you can see, they have the crippling charge, which has a chance to stun, which is fairly good. I like those guys personally because of their actually very good stats. I mean, look at them. 45 initiative on a melee unit it's not unheard of, but it's very, very good on itself. Oh, right. Yeah, they have tier 2 armor already equipped. So there's that thing. So they wouldn't have as much, but overall they do still have a very nice amount of initiative even without the stuff. And again, crippling charge is why you want those guys. You want them to start in the back of your army and stun the enemy. They're pretty good. I'm not a huge fan of them. There are other factors I like more, but first of all they look cool. Secondly, they are still useful in certain scenarios. By the way, did you know that they're roving clowns? Yeah, they are. So anyway, yes, I do not care about changes. So let's see, Plate of Minotaurs, they are from me, most likely. Harmonize, Asworks, and then Theaters. Alright, good to know what is nearby on the world map. As for the heroes, the cheapest one is 400 something dust, that's to be expected. And that's Under the Sea. What do you have? Influence boost, and nothing else that is useful, that's a bit annoying. What else do we have? We've got the Bat, who's got health boost and efficiency. No. How about the Voter Hero? Army defense boost and science boost 3. I'm looking for a commander, by the way, in case you're wondering. This guy has initiative boost and health boost. Alrighty then, and she does have extra range, because extra range on my zealots, that would be absolutely devastating, and I would love to have that. But the health boost is actually also useful. I like her, I have to say. What does she have already? She's got no points put in yet, she's just level 1, alright. I might try to get her. Let's have a quick look at other Ipsa Watcher. Damage boost, which is nice, but nothing else. So I'm not too sure about that. Food boost and that's efficiency. Army defense boost, no. Army defense boost, no. Researcher, that's army boost 1, so overall a pretty nice boost. Draken heroes are pretty good, but he does not give me range. But he is a Draken hero nonetheless. But I don't care about him as much. And of course, my own hero, which I do not care about at all. So I think that this Allegra Mordicant is who I would like to hire when I have the option, but not in any time soon. I don't have the dust for it, and she's gonna be my general anyway. So again, I'm not too concerned with getting her early, but I'm glad I got the look at the marketplace nonetheless, I suppose. Alright then, what else do I want and or need? I do have 10 titanium, so 5 will be spent on canal locks, and I'll have 5 extra. And I'll probably, let's have a quick think. I'm tempted to either spend it on Alchemy Workshop in that newly established city of Star, Or I could save it and use it for apprenticeship registry in my soon-to-be established industrial city. Or a lumber mill, in fact. I like this idea more, but this is not immediately useful, this thing. So I need to think about the technology that is immediately useful to me as of right now. Problem is, this thing I need, but there's no strategic resources anywhere. So I think I might actually go for Anchor Wing at this point in time. I'm trying to think about anything else that I care about in the slightest. Spending less on army, I suppose, but it's not really a big deal for me right now. And I'm really having a problem thinking of something that is immediately useful for me, I'm afraid. So I think I'm just gonna go for things that will be useful for me later on, I suppose. Native District is tempting, but only a little bit. Yeah, I am gonna go ahead and grab Management Sciences, I think. And I'm probably gonna follow it up with access to strategic resources, because at some point I'll have to start exploiting them. And luxuries I don't concern myself with, because dice I already have a bunch of that will last me for a very long time. So I'll leave it as it is for the time being. So there's that done. And that's about it. So let's end my turn. And I need to pause the video cast for a little bit to recover, because my allergies are getting kinda severe, so give me... Oh! Hi! They're mildly jealous. Why? Come on, Frontier. Alright. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I took a fairly lengthy break, but now I'll be able to record for a little bit more, which I believe is a good thing for all of us. So, I have discovered that the blue player is the Roving Clans player, which is, I mean, it's presents me with an interesting option of just leaving them alive, rather than necessarily just attacking them outright and trying to kill them. I mean, the distance is still a problem, but now there's an additional thing. I don't have to worry about them, ever, because they cannot declare war on me. So what I could do is just grow my empire nicely, attack whoever is somewhere there, capture them, and kill Roving Clans last. If they ban me from the marketplace, do I care? At the moment, not really. I have nothing I want to sell and nothing I want to buy. Aside from a hero maybe, but even then I don't have the money for buying a hero just yet. I'm half tempted to even get the peace technology for them, but I already have too many things on my plate. There are so many technologies that I want. The only problem being, again, I want them, but not necessarily right this moment, which is a bit awkward, if you know what I mean. Either way, I queued some things up, but I'm still thinking and deliberating what should I go for when and things like that. So I'll adjust the research screen as we go along. In fact, I'm gonna leave the Inqua Wings in because I do need to start thinking about actually making my military viable, but other than that, I'm going to leave it as it is. So let's have a quick look-see for my empire plan. I do believe that I do have a quest that forces me to set economy and the population ministry to level 1 minimum, which is a bit annoying, but I suppose it's not the worst thing to have ever happened. It's only extra 20 influence after all. I would rather spend it on military, but I do want all these other villages to be pacified instantly. It's rather a useful thing. Okay then, let's go ahead and discard the neighboring region and also search those ruins for 20 dice. As if I didn't have enough of those already. Okay, Sisters of Mercy, that's good to know. Let's get a quest from them. Hopefully it will be easy and give me good benefits, but that's only wishful thinking. Oh, nice! Okay, so I need to cross the sea and search for temple ruins. That's actually... I like this quest, because usually there are quests that force you to do the same thing, but they're not... They do not have the necessary lore added to them, or trivia and whatnot. This one is a cool one. And I get Wolfbane the Shepherd in return, which is in itself a fairly good piece of technology, but it forces titanium, and I will hardly see myself getting the swimming technology just to get this quest. Where is it anyway? Well, I don't see it just yet. And nonetheless, it's nice to see this thing. I will probably kill those Sisters of Mercy at some point in the future. Right now I'm tempted to leave their village be. Or I could burn it down. I'll burn it down. So go ahead and do that. I would auto battle. I mean, the odds are so fine in my favor, and they are just as serious. If they damage even one of my troops too hardly, then I'll be really surprised. So let's have a quick look. Oh wow, they did. Okay, that was okay then. Whatever. Failed a quest, but like I said, I really could care less. It's not a bad quest necessarily, but maybe I'll get a better one for the next Sisters of Mercy village. Now, in the meantime, let's keep on scouting along and. Let's move through this town because I do not want to lose movement points by being on the same town as the enemy. There's a glass theorem nearby, and there are 2 anomalies as well, which already makes this region kinda tempting. Like, if I were to set up over here, let's have a quick look. That's a ton of food nearby. Not a lot of production, I would get only 3 industry. That is a problem, certainly. Let's move. I mean, this is a very big decision because if I want to move on top of the cliff, then I would have to go this way, and if I want to settle here this stand, then I would have to go this way. I'm not too sure. I need some extra industry, but at the same time, there's so much food here to grow so quickly. Let's move. So I need the are nearby, and oh, hello there. Okay, this is an amazing region. And let's have a quick look-see. This gives me only 2 industry, this gives me 3 industry, which is again not ideal. This gives me 4, and still, yeah, I want to be there. Okay, I wouldn't have made it in. Holy! Okay, maybe this will be my main region instead of the other one after all. Oh, wow! I mean, the other one still is probably going to have more industry. With this very industry-focused jungle, but wow, I'm hyperventilating a little bit. If the Roman class capture this region, understand that it's full on war. I'm not giving them this region. Nah, I want it now. I want it so bad. Anyway, okay, breathe carefully and slowly. Do not hyperventilate. It's nothing fun. I did hyperventilate. Wow, that's unexpected. Anyway, I think that's about all there is to do for me in this stand, so let's go ahead and move along, shall we? Please don't tell me we're gonna capture this region this turn. And extra stuff and things and whatnot. Okay, they did not capture it this stand, which is absolutely amazing. Let's see what else is there in this region. Nothing else, but seriously, this is gonna be sick. Look at that. Bam, and my influence scale went up to 43% and half. So, wow. Just wow. I could have visited those ruins, I think. No, it's a forest. Maybe I could. I don't know. Probably I could have, but I was too excited. I'm sorry. This city is officially branded the Awesome. Wow. Anyway, let's have a quick look at all the things that happened. First of all, my pillar ran out, which is a bit annoying, but do I want to reconstruct it in the same place? I'm not too sure, honestly. I could, because either way I'll make the next. I can make the next district here or here. It doesn't matter because I will not go get the next level either way. So I'll probably place the pillar again in the exact same spot in the end. So I think I will do that. But first things first. Science done. Yes, I know. Anchor wings are now being researched. Settler done as well. Religious favor. Yes, this is absolutely amazing because I have plenty of anomalies nearby. Yeah, you see the effect. Pillar of knowledge expired. I can assimilate the Ursus and the Nidia. Initiative is actually not bad, but Nidia is the last unit I want to have with my army. Ursus, on the other hand, that's 15% production boost across the entire empire. And Ramblers, they are good at their job of being the frontline soldiers. No initiative, but other stats are good. And the defense of the life, yeah, I'm gonna get them. Three of them so easily and instantly. Yes, please, by all means, give me the Ursus. So now it will be much easier to make everything in my empire, so this would be nice. Roving clans got tactical training for extra initiative on units. Good thing I'm not planning on attacking them anytime soon, because I could care less. Alrighty then. So there's that done. Let's keep exploring this area. Looks like titanium. Okay, this is definitely my next city location. That's also a lot of Sisters of Mercy that I'll need to deal with at some point. Okay, but there is titanium in this region, which means that no matter how bad or good it is, I'm gonna get it. And it's not bad, honestly. It does have some rivers, and there are plenty of dyes nearby. This tree, which is an anomaly, I suppose selling over here would not be the worst. A bit of industry and a bit of food and sand. Yeah, selling here probably sounds like a good idea. There are some other anomalies nearby, escaped specimens and whatnot, but I think this is a good spot. And I could just place a district on top of the titanium deposit, but if I do that, remains to be seen. I still have plenty of time. Although with no other enemies inside, I can't just go for mass expansion strategy. Although there seems like there is somebody nearby. And man, this is a big region. Holy F, my region is big. Anyway, that can remain until the decision as to what to do next I can wait with until the next video, because I suppose I will, or maybe not, I'll see. Either way, before I move out, just think about it for a second. If I am to settle, I kind of want to have titanium income ASAP. I have to be honest with you. As much as I want this city to be my best city ever, I can wait. It's not gonna go away, and it's gonna grow pretty quickly as well, I suspect. And having titanium is just so ridiculously important for me right now. So just go there as quickly as possible in Mungua. Is it? I need to see the Korean name. I forgot. Mugunwa. That's how it's called. Okay. Because English names of Korean names always I can never read them. I'm afraid. Okay. Anyway, Borough Streets. I would like to finish them. And oh, now I'm getting extra this stuff, which is nice. But Borough Streets, I want to finish them before I keep working on my next cellar, I believe. And getting a new population just to tenants is pretty nice. So I'll do that and then work on yet another cellar, which is again why it's so useful to have this husbandry center in the city, because look at the amount of food I'm getting. Otherwise I wouldn't be able to expand as rapidly as I am currently. And it looks like it will be fairly obvious that it is very obvious now. Oh, for crying out loud, I forgot to activate. I can still activate wine before I settle the next city. I hope I will remember. Either way, it looks like I will probably need to have the happiness structure, because while dice give me some happiness, I'll probably need more of it. So that's good to know. So it's probably gonna be the next thing on the order of things to grab in the future. I will need to work more heavily on my military though. And actually, Alchemist Furnace. When will I get Anchor Wing? In 3 turns now. Alchemist Furnace first, into Anchor Wing, into probably getting sewer system. Open pit mine is useful, but not just yet. I'll probably try to focus on more military-oriented trades later on, which I need quite desperately right now. Okay, so there's that done. Let's go ahead and grab extra knowledge from Pillar of Science, nice and easy. Which will allow me to grab Alchemist Furnace a turn earlier, which is pretty good, all things considered. Do you want to place another one, or do I want to save my dust? Actually, I kinda do want to place another one ASAP. It's not a very big bonus though, and it's 53 dust, which I'll probably need somewhere else. So let's leave it as it is for the time being. So there's that done over there. You are proceeding along nicely with Public Library almost here, and it looks like I forgot to move my population some time ago because I'm just walking food and nothing else. Ah no, it's population from pacified cities. Never mind, that's why I have so much of it. Alrighty then. So let's have a quick look-see at what else they want to have in the city. Well, Center for Mineralogy will obviously be important, but anything else immediately useful? I mean, canal system would give me a bit of extra industry, I suppose. Well, in which case I might as well get it, I suppose. And then I'll work on Center for Mineralogy after I get the canal system to make it a little bit faster. So let's speed along the production process, but still do... I want to get Geomic Labs ASAP, I think. So let's do it this way, and I have a bit of extra population to spare as a result. So one goes over there and one goes to dust. Because again, since I had to spend some influence in extra dust production from cities, I might as well make use of that. You just, however, you please do work on something that's more immediately useful to me, like so. I could speed purchase this thing for 104 dust, but I'm starting to think like maybe it's possible for me to get up a new hero, and even if it's not a general and just a governor, it would still be useful to have one, so yeah. And let's not spend this dust right away, and let's keep this guy working on industry, nice and easy, and anything else, I do not believe so, things are looking okay. I do need to work on my military, so as soon as the cellar is done, this city is going berserk. And not this city actually, this city will go berserk, if I'll have the money for it. I'm starting to think that maybe I should actually stop my economic growth and start going on rampage in terms of industry, and it looks like unfortunately somebody got the industrial megapole. Glimpse of a new era. Well, this is a bit annoying, but not necessarily the worst. Let's see who got the industrial megapole. Robin Clans completed the Leader of Leaders for Intelligence Corps. Ah, that's the from the third era, I assume. Okay, so it's again the same player that got this structure. I have a feeling that those might be the cultists. Cultists tend to grab a lot of the structures, which again they also make for very juicy targets and easy to kill for Ardent Mages. I love killing cultists with Ardent Mages, so I'll probably try to see about killing them in at a relatively short notice. Okay, so let's see. Leader of Leaders, they got extra health regen, which right now I don't have to care about. This is to produce 4,000 dust. I'm not gonna get it. That's okay. And Pragmatic Scientist, obviously I'm not gonna get that either, unless I do have the resources for it, which wouldn't be the worst, but it would actually be useful because there's plenty of tech in the older eras that I could make good use of. So there's that done. I can reactivate dice, don't mind if I do, I would be silly not to. And over here, I'll probably lose this Warlock, but since the auto battle says I win, I'm just gonna go ahead and manual this to make it quicker. It said I'm gonna win, so I went for auto battle. That's the only reason I went for auto battle. This is most infuriating. Okay then, well now I definitely need to remake my army because I just lost it in auto battle. I could reload, but I'm not the sort of person to do that, so I have that. And I definitely need to work on this army now. Okay then, you just I have a feeling, even though I do want this city to be focused on science, I think it's about time I actually try to focus and get a bit more of a military army. So first of all, you just need to have a bit more health and attack, that's nice, defense as well, and even more defense, so let's make this guy as defensible as possible. I don't really care about giving him better weapon. How much is the difference in cost exactly? Show obsolete, he is using the Swift Strike Back one, so that's 24. It's not a very big difference in honesty, and I could use a better strike back in all actuality. Let's go ahead and do it now that I think about it. So this guy is gonna be like this. I might even, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna give him the extra movement for the battlefield. It's gonna be useful, possibly. At any rate, it will not be a waste. As for everybody else, they are good, so that's good. So you work on the canal system, and after that I'll probably try to focus on the military build-up, because I will need it to fight the other guys. And as for roving clans, thankfully I can change my strategy and completely not have to worry about them whatsoever at anytime soon. So I'm in a very safe and peaceful spot at this point in time. I just need to start fighting soon, because otherwise I'll be behind economically, which is not good. I know I'm encroaching on common frontier. You're not gonna do anything about it. You're roving clans. Okay, then let's move my army over there. You are moving along nicely. Quest failed, too many chiefs. I don't care at all. And you work on industry a little bit more. And it looks like no matter what I do, I'll get a settler in this amount of time. So let's get this population over there and this population into dust production again to get as much dust as humanly possible, as quickly as possible. Because even if I don't get a hero, oh yes. Even if I don't get a hero, I'll need to get a bunch of structures in the city up and running pretty rapidly if I want this to be my future production hub. I was half tempted to use this settler to sell it to a city which will be my production hub, but no. I need titanium gathering as quickly as possible. It is an endangered city, but with anchor wings, I'll be able to wipe out all of the Sisters of Mercy very quickly, and also get to the place where they are very quickly as well, which will be important. And attack, nice and easy. Winter is about to strike, which will not be ideal, because it actually means that my Echo Wings will take a while once I have them, but that's okay. So, Cellar is in production now. There's nothing I can do to make it fast, unfortunately. Although in anticipation of winter, I could move some population into industry production, just in case the winter is going to slow me down too considerably. So I suppose I could do that. Yeah, let's move both of those guys in, like so. Now, I am having some problems with happiness, but this will be resolved as soon as I activate the wine booster, which I can do this turn, in fact. So you move as fast as possible to this town, nice and easy. Activate the wine booster for extra happiness while it's cheaper, and settle down as city, like so, bam. And I just got cultist as expected. Do they have one of my villages? Hold on, yes, they do actually have one of my villages, so I need to take care of that and destroy them. Okay, so it looks like I do have a point of aggression now. Cultists, they will be a very threatening enemy at first. They're especially important in mid-game, I found, when fighting against AI cultists, especially in Guardians of Auriga. I swear, Guardians of Auriga should have been renamed as the expansion of making the cultists balanced, because they're much less of a random lolololol faction now. They're actually a bit more reliable and interesting, and I actually enjoy playing as them a little bit more. In the past it was like, oh come on, they're not fun, they're just completely random. You either win by being far away from others or lose by being close to others. Now it's a bit more balanced, which I like a lot. Okay, do I buy out the titanium extractor? Think how close I am to getting a hero? I will actually not do that. I'll focus on industry production and just get it the old-fashioned way, I suppose. So there's that. Then you just, as soon as you're done with the canal system, I'll probably start working on probably the anchor wing, all things considered, because I'll need to get to that place very quickly. But then again, Rambler is much cheaper, and this is not very productive. So let's start working on a Rambler, and I will leave it like so. Can I get the Rambler a little bit faster, perhaps? Yes, in 3 turns, which I'm kind of okay with. And I'm still gaining a decent amount of dust per turn. Mugunwa is now not unhappy, which is good and important, and a new settler is in production. So there's that good. Everything else is more or less in order. You probably want to grow a little bit better. Yeah, like so. Okay. And I can end my turn. Nice and easy. Now, winter is coming? Yes, no, maybe? Not yet. That's good for me. I'm now gonna get less influence, but still, my influence is through the roof now. In the next Empire plan, I will be able to do whatever the F I want. In order to buy myself a bit time, because I don't think I'll be ready when the time comes, I could complement those guys. Or, in fact, I don't care about the roving class, but those guys I could complement. It's cheap, and it will slow down the AI thinking and possibly buy me extra turn of peace. So, let's complement them for a while. Make them cool down a little bit, and then I'll see what I can do next. I will also need to rename those cities. I'll do that off camera because that's not something you necessarily want to watch, I believe and assume. Alright, it's still not winter, and this guy looks like he will be easily done in just 2 turns. Yeah, I'm gonna move those 2 guys back into industry production in anticipation of winter again, but 2 guys can easily be walking on dust production nice and easy. So there's that done. Let us really design the Inco Wings as well. There they are, the beauties. They're my favorite units in the game just because of how awesome they look. Also because of how effing cost efficient they are. They're so cost effective. I don't think there's other unit that's quite as cost effective as Inco Wing. Unless, I mean, yes, I suppose you could go Guardians that. They are pretty cost effective now that I think about it. But I'm talking about regular units, alright? Okay, so what do I want those guys to have? Well, they are supposed to be my beast units, so I don't need to care about the obsolete. I'm gonna give them... I said I am gonna give them all this stuff because having them giving them a bit more defense makes them less glass cannons and just more overall good units, and they're gonna be explosive nonetheless. And since they can respawn, it's even more important to just put as much production into them as possible, because normally if you lose something, then you lose the production. But those guys cannot lose per se, so it's good and dandy. Let's think about who am I fighting. I will fight against cultists, so they will have sharp sense, so they will have a bonus against flyers, so I do want to have defense against that. And finally, tier 2 weapons, obviously. So this guy will be quite expensive, but fairly good at his job, which is nice and dandy. Okay then, I will not start production of him anywhere. Star is currently working on a Rumbler. And I think we're good to go on the next turn. Let me sip a bit more tea. There actually are some enemy Rumblers in this region, good to know. I'll probably need to take care of those guys, but a single Rumbler will probably not do, but another one should. But what I'll do instead is grab an AI. I will need those AIs. And they're also quite cheap to make, all things considered, and they're very good at their job, so... Let's start working on that as quickly as possible. As I said, need an army quite badly. You are working fine. What about the seller? He will be done in 110 now, no matter what, because the winter did not hit yet, so this is nice. How many people can I move to dust production? Everybody! That's absolutely lovely. The sewer system will also be done in 110, which is great. So let's do that. I do want to work on dust. I cannot get any here, just to make confirm. Nope. There's a new Codex hero with industry efficiency 2. I want him. 500 dust is a tall order, however. But if I can get him, I will do my best to get him. So there's that done. Winter is coming this turn. It's gonna come sooner or later. I don't believe in my lack of... Oh wow, I am actually quite lucky. The winter is still not here. And I have a wide empire, so it would actually... The winter would hit me more than it would hit other players. That's how it works. It's an equalizer. It hits more people who have more cities and less build-up cities, because you get less bonuses on each tile, and having a wide empire means that you have more tiles overall, but those tiles are worse, so that's how it works. Okay then, Euris, anomaly, or just flat out more science? I kind of want to get to extra percentage bonus of science on cities, so I think I'm gonna give her extra science from anomaly, and I might move her to star now. So I'm gonna assign her to star, nice and easy. And in the future I'll make this city my true science hub. This city was good at science, but its usefulness was starting to diminish slowly but surely. Okay, you just I'm probably gonna settle a city over here-ish, so walk as fast as you can. Maybe I can settle a city before winter comes, that would be lovely. It would have a hard time, of course, the city that I would settle then, but still, it would be not too bad. Okay, you just let's see, what do you need? You're very happy, so that's good to know. I will need the... I don't actually need the geometric labs. I do, however, want to have a Borough Streets as quickly as possible, because look at this bonus. This is absolutely insane. Can I get it in 2 turns? Well, no. I could buy it out, but I don't want to for obvious reasons. Okay, so let's just get it in 3 turns, like so. Public library does come first though. Although, no, Borough Streets, because of the insane bonus I would get from it. So that, and then public library. I like this build order star. I'll make an army once I have a bit more of an army in here. So 3 units will probably be enough to send down southeast. That's west, not east, for crying out loud. Southwest. So once I have 3 units, I'll send them there. And as for my capital, well, let's have a quick look. I need a sewer system because I noticed that I'm already having some happiness problems. Around here. And I'll probably need to grow a little bit faster as well. I kind of want to leave this population on dust production though, in all honesty. Because of how close I am to getting a new hero. But getting a bit more, yeah, that's nice. Now I'm gonna get a new population point much faster. And getting sewer system faster does not really concern me as much. I just want to have enough population to get a new Borough Street in here. Or here rather. Actually I need 2 more Borough Streets to just get one of them to level 2, so that's still quite ways away. But I can grow population fast in that city. Okay, 2 more sciences before era 3, in which I'll probably get bread and circuses, seeing how I'm playing as the expansionist this game, which is still such a shock to me. I was not planning on it at all. I play as expansionist, of course, as Ardent Mages, but this sort of expansionist that goes through by capturing any cities rather than making my own, so this is so weird. I don't care about having big armies just yet. I will need that at some point, yes, but this point has not arrived yet. I will need Imperial Highways though. So I'm gonna grab that, and the second technology I'll get before era 3, let's think about it. I'll have both titanium and glass steel, so I'm not limited by resources anymore, which is, I suppose, good. Getting citizen armies is probably a good idea to make my armies actually level up a little bit more. I do like this idea. Alternatively, how much dice do they have stockpiled? A lot, but they will go down very quickly. So I could start working on getting more of them because they are very useful for my overall strategy. So I'll do that. I'll specialize in dice, I suppose. And then I will grab meritocratic promotion after breads and circuses, I suppose. But I do need Imperial Highways now. They will be useful. So there's that done. Anything else that requires my attention right away? I do not believe there is such a thing. So let's just go ahead and finish this turn, unless I can get the Zealot in a single turn, which I doubt. Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. In fact, I'm gonna get him in 2 turns no matter what, unless the winter hits. So again, I'm gonna leave an extra bit of population working in industry. And those 2 guys working in food, which I don't care about too much because winter is about to hit. So work dust instead for now. And yeah, I'm getting a huge amount of dust per turn, which is gonna allow me to get a hero again, which is rather important. Imperial Highway is almost done. Still no winter! Holy F, how lucky can I be? I don't know. Okay then, let's enter this territory so I can start seeing a rundown of where I can colonize for good benefits. So in here that's 11, 12, 1. Again, no dust, but that's acceptable loss. Looks like, well, I can settle here in a single turn, which is nice. In here I would get extra dust right away. Slightly less food, but the dust could prove useful, especially since winter is coming. Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to make the river improvement right away here. So I'm liking this option a little bit more. Either way, I will not be able to get an extra population point in a single turn unless I put population into it. So I think it's better to have a bit more dust than a bit more science. So I'm gonna do just that and colonize this area right here. Nice and easy. So let's have a quick look. First of all, the absolute necessary upgrades. You work full-time on... Oh, actually, I forgot I have extra population because I start in a region of colonized villages. So let's grab extra point of population ASAP and then work on everything else. I could buy out Millennium Foundry, but since I have so much production here, I can make it very quickly as well. Also, you gas your extra 2 columns before empowerment in this city. And I can get a hero now, which is absolutely lovely. So let's have a quick look. I no longer have the awesome general that I spotted before. So I have army health boost, empty belly with army attack and damage boost. This guy is a beast. Exit the chosen, and also he's got slavery. No, he doesn't. Okay, never mind. Does he have slavery? He has slavery. No other bonuses, but slavery by itself is pretty effing good, just to remind you. It does give me more benefits per population in cities, but I don't think I need this kind of guy. This guy has slavery and also damage boost. Exit the chosen, industry efficiency. I think this is the guy who I'm gonna go for. Yeah, getting this kind of governor would be very useful. So let's go ahead and grab him. Let's make sure that he's got what I need. Yep, everything seems to be in order. Exit the chosen, Congrats. I usually get the Exit the Chosen, in all honesty. He's so good at what he does. Let's put him in this city, assign hero, Exit the Chosen, nice and easy. And this way, I mean, look at that. Already I get a bunch of industry. And can I actually get, out of curiosity, New Foundry in 2000 now? It was worth the check, I suppose. I still would have preferred to get extra population, though, so I don't know why I even bothered checking. And now since I have so much DAS, but I still need the DAS, but I don't need it so badly, so I'll move some of my production like so. And let's see here. This place, it looks like I already made the things I wanted to make in this city. Canal systems, they will be useful after the winter is over, I suppose, but what I really need is to have a bit more of a fighting army in here. So, the city doesn't have a lot of industry, so I'll just make an AI and a zealot in here. And yeah, I'll put two population into industry and leave 2 on DAS production, nice and easy. As for Star, it's almost done with its production in here, and it will get a system next, I believe. And I'll follow that up with Center for Mineralogy. Nice and easy. And in fact, I'm gonna remove some of the population from industry production, like so, and put it into food production, because I don't care about dust nearly as much nowadays. And I'm still getting a very good amount of it per turn. You can keep doing what you're doing. You will possibly be besieged fairly quickly, but also Sisters of Mercy, even a single militia with its extra fortification should do relatively okay in defending. What do you want next? What do I want you to have next, to be more specific? Well, let's have a quick quick look. Empowerment, obviously, and public library. So that's the standard for the time being. And let's also move some population into food production, but keep the seed storage as priority. Nice and easy. My empire is growing very rapidly now. If somebody attacks me, I'm barely defended, but I should be able to turn myself into a full-on war machine at a very rapid pace. So after the winter is over, this will be when I'll start going on a full-on empire build-up mode, and I'll try to attack and capture the quarters. By the way, is it them that capture? Yes, it's them that have both Industrial Megapole and Museum of Auriga, as expected, but that's good. They made it for me, is the way I see it. This city, no, which city is captured? Oh, Star is being attacked. That's not a problem. I'll be able to save it very easily. Wine is no longer re-applicable, which is a bit of a problem because the city will remain unhappy. Unhappy, even though I gave it services? Yeah, ouch. Yeah, I suppose it's unavoidable. Unfortunately. So maybe I don't want open pit mine. Maybe I want, now that I have glass steel, to have central market instead. Considering how many cities I have, it might not be the worst idea. But I'm just barely unhappy, right? No, that's not barely unhappy. No, it is actually barely unhappy. Because 40 is content. So if I get Bread and Snickers, I'll immediately be happy. But then again, I'll make some extra districts. Bit of... Nah, I do want to have the open pit mine. All things considered, I do want it. So I'll have to survive with this city being unhappy for a little bit longer. Oh well, then anything else I need to take care of this then? Actually, I have access to Imperial Highways now, which is very important. So let's start working on Imperial Highways, right-of-ways or whatevers, and make sure that I get them at a relatively fast pace. I no longer gain a huge ton of dust, but that's okay. Can I get them in 3 turns? No, besides what there is about to hit anyway. So I believe it was gonna take even longer than it is otherwise anticipated, and you focus on industry full on now. And in fact, empowerment can wait, because right now what is more important is getting the canal locks. That's night 10 actually. So maybe getting something that's I can get faster. So that's terrain with forest or just exploitation. Exploitation is obviously better because it works on everything. So I'll start with that extra terrain on exploitation. Follow that up with a canal system. I'll actually follow that with canal system and then follow that with canal locks. Those are confusing names, by the way. But everybody knows what they do. So it's not that bad. And this city is actually really unhappy. You know what? Okay, I cannot afford for my main future production have to be so unhappy. So open pit mines, sorry, they are needed and necessary and useful, but not useful and necessary to a point where I can just straight up ignore happiness. Eurus, please break through the siege, nice and easy. Should be... Seriously, dudes, my Ramblers are better than your Ramblers, that's the first thing. Secondly, I have... Okay, I suppose this will be our first battle in this series. So let's go ahead and start with hold position, and we'll see a bit of a battle, which should be nice and easy. And there's a cliff as well, which doesn't really matter all that much, but there's another cliff over here which is actually going to be useful. Those guys have 2 movement, so it means that at most they can move to over here. I have more initiative, which all it means is that I'm gonna sit here, and now they can still get to me if I sit there. Okay, I'll sit here if that's the case. And then I'll move in to intercept, I suppose. Bit worried about those guys, so let's make sure. I kind of want to be able to attack those guys as well in a single turn, so they can move up to here. Yeah, no, I won't be able to attack. This guy will be able to attack, but that's it. And I need this Rambler to be in a position where he can. He's got Sweep Strike back though, but this guy has Beam, so I don't want him to attack me necessarily. Unless I position this guy in here, because I won't be able to avoid an attack anyway if I sit over here, for example. But by sitting here, I will only allow 1 Rambler to attack me, no matter what. And the beam is still gonna go through though. Unless I move in to attack them and beam them, which I suppose is an option. Or yeah, and then I would block my flank, defend my flank per se. And I could attack with all of my units at the same time, like so. 1, 2, 3 tiles. I like this idea. So I can move in here, and he's got 2 movement, 3 speed in fact, because I give him increased movement, so he can move to over here, block this area nice and easy. I think I like this idea. It will give me more morale as well and allow me to dish out a little bit more of a punishment, so let's do that. I can also cast my spells, which I could do. I'm not sure if I will, in honesty, because this battle should be won quite easily. You attack like so. You guys hold your ground and attack this position. Dear hero, she is before the Rambler, so I can increase the fire of my Rambler. Or I can fire... Or I can use her to attack instead. I think I will increase the damage of Rambler and then I'll continue attacking as her, I suppose. And as for my militia, my militia still moves before the enemy Rambler, so... Oh, this guy could attack my hero. In which case, you move over there and buff my hero. And you... I don't want to be in place where the Rambler can attack me, so you just move over here like so. And now I'm tempted to actually boost my damage. It's only 30 dust. Let's go ahead and do it. Wait, that's because it's an upgraded spell, so it's gonna do very little, all things considered. I think this battle is won quite devastatingly anyway, but having a little bit of extra attack will not hurt. It's 30 dust. Let's do it. Just because, you know, I like seeing spells. What can I say? So this is gonna give me a damage boost, attack boost of my units, meaning that I'll be very likely to attack and hit the enemies. I forgot I gave some of my guys the slowdown effect. Oh well, that could have affected my strategy by quite a bit. And this was a mistake because I forgot the other guy will be able to attack me. Oh well. Now this guy, I'll take the counter attack and move out of this guy, so he will not be able to do anything nasty with me. Him, I will use to attack this Rambler over here, because this Rambler will not be able to get to my guys because of the slow ability. And this guy is the one that has the beam ability, which is a little bit threatening. You guys keep firing on him, and you can fire on this guy. Because I think this guy will die anyway. And the game... Alright, my apologies. Apparently Endless Legend decided to crash, but I reloaded the autosave and I did the battle exactly as I did last time. I noticed some things I could have improved, but overall I decided to be fair and do everything exactly the same way. And by the way, I just realized I complained about being hit by the beam. That's actually good, because I lost HP, which means that my Ardent Fire is now being taken into effect and increasing my attack, which is nice. It's gonna be very useful indeed. So let's go ahead and launch the battle, see what would have happened when we left off. Extra damage. This guy will actually survive, annoyingly enough, with barely any HP, but he's now gonna be killable by the area of effect, so it's gonna be just fine. And he's gonna try to hit my Rambler a little bit more, but yeah. Oh, he actually stunned me. That's a little bit annoying, but not necessarily a big problem. Because I'll kill this guy with area of effect. I'll have to move to kill this guy as well, but that's okay, I suppose. And my hero will be needed to kill this guy, like so. Okay then, and you have no 10 because you're stunned, which is understandable. I wouldn't have a 10 if I was stunned as well. I don't know how this made sense, but whatever. Okay, area of effect killed this guy, very nice. This guy slowed down, so he couldn't try anything funny even if he wanted to. This guy is critically dead. My Rambler took a bit of extra damage. Does anybody care? Well, I don't, and If the Rambler cares, then so be it, he can file a 4 more complaint at some point. I will probably not bother reading it, but he can file one. Anyway, let's murder some more people. As you can see, we're being awesome, and the enemy is completely dead. Nice and easy. I don't know why the Autobot thought this would have gone any worse. Ardent Mages army, especially with such composition, is absolutely devastating. And the hero I have is also awesome, because she has army damage boost. Okay. I will need to protect this city, but I do want to explode those ruins, so I'll just make a very quick little detour to those ruins. I'll not go there. I am tempted, but I need to secure my other city. And Vengeance of Kurok. That's a really good stab, but I will need Paladin for it, so right now I don't have to bother myself with it. So there is that then. I will need an Echo Wing if I want to get to this city on time. Or just get a unit in this city. That's also a possibility, I suppose. In fact, let's do that very quickly. Let's grab... Slowdown would be useful, and I guess this is Mercy, that's all I really need, in honesty. So let's grab her. And maybe even before Empowerment? Yeah, just in case the city is attacked by more Sisters of Mercy or whatever. I want to be on the safe side. Mugunwa is walking happily, I suppose, although right of way is in order, so the Zealot is gonna be delayed, and let's walk on right of way as quickly as possible. Haven't I done this before? I believe I did, on camera in fact. So anything over here that I needed to do? Yes, everything pretty much. So this I'm just gonna cancel, and the glass steel is nice and I need it, so I'm gonna leave it in for the time being. But let's see here. Apprenticeship registry first, into canal system, into canal locks is what I believe I wanted to go for. And the glass steel extractor after that. I need the glass steel, but I already have some income of it, so it's not necessarily something I need to be desperately concerned with myself. Dials are still active, everything seems to be good to go to proceed with the next turn. Over here I'll queue up something else. That will be the sewer system into right of way. Nice and easy. Can I move my population? Yes, I can. That's good. I'll get my sewer system faster because my empire is probably unhappy now. Yes, which is never a good thing. But I'll try to resolve this problem at a relatively fast pace. In fact, you get a sewer system before anything else as well, which will be enough to be content, which is good. Winter is gonna hit now. If it doesn't, then I'll be amazed, but it's gonna hit now. I will be really... It didn't. Wow. Okay, I won't complain. New quest added, a test of strength. So there is a guardian somewhere. If I kill it, I get a tome of endless savagery. Guardians are something I didn't talk about yet. I'll probably talk about them in the next video as I proceed to era number 3. But as for this quest, just FYI, if you are tempted to do this quest, if you want to do it early, there is one way to do it, and that is to make your own guardian, level him up to be 1 level higher than the enemy, and auto battle. Do not manual battle for reasons I will explain later, but just auto battle with a guardian of your own that is 1 level higher than the neutral guardian. And then get this quest, because it's a very important quest. Tome of endless savagery, extremely useful against enemies that actually use guardians. Anyway, it actually gives you reward of the guardian itself. But in my opinion, it's still much better to actually get the guardian and kill the guardian with the guardian. Okay, where is he anyway? Diorach? Is that something I've seen so far? Not really. Okay, Zopriliosk is under siege, which is nothing we did not expect. And unfortunately I cannot boost my zealot production. I can boost my food production, but winter is gonna hit next turn, so I want to put everything I can into this production. And now I can finally focus on something that is more relatively important to me. In fact, I do have enough to go for extra happiness and production. Alternatively, I can go for extra science. I care about units a little bit more right now, however, I have to admit. I need to have a big army, and this will help me a lot. So let's do that. And this will help me create a military even during winter. So there's that. Udo says start making your way down there. There might be a land connection. I'm willing to risk to find out if there is. In fact, I'm sure there is now, because I can see those 2 territories having borders here. So let's go through here. And this will allow me to see more of a border between me and the cultist as well, which I suppose is good for tactical and strategic plans later down the line. Anything else I need to do this time? Well, in all honesty, this video is very long, so I probably need to finish it already. I actually have no idea how long it is. I was counting time, but it's an odd time. It's an old school watch, which only counts the first 30 minutes, and then it counts it's from the start again. So I have no idea how long this videocast is. Probably very long, which I suppose is not a bad thing. Next video is probably going to be shorter, just FYI. This city though definitely doesn't need as much food. Sorry, but you don't. Let's move you like this, nice and easy. And this guy I'll leave in dust production because it looks like I'll have some dust problems in the winter, and those will be very severe. So let's move more people, in fact, so that those problems, when they arrive, they are not as severe. Anything else? There's an AI in Mongua. She is not needed there. I'll start sending her towards this city, which I am yet to rename, and the city is working happily on its staff. So I believe everything is done. This city is safe because of the roving clans, and only border I need to consider myself with is the border with the cultists, but I have time, and I'll be able to crush them soon enough, I suppose. So that would be it. I'll end my video here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. It was PANCZASU, also known as the Mighty Mix Spammer. Winter has come finally. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you online. Oh boy, less dust on cities. I'll need to deal with that. Anyway, I'll see you online.